Okay, so for this week's writing exercise, I want you to prepare an entry for your annotated bibliography. I want you to include the introduction portion, and I want you to include the evaluation and summary of a scholarly article. So use the template that I gave you. Make sure your last name goes here up in the heading, your name, my name, the course, the date. This is the title. It's hard to tell, but in MLA format, the title is centered, and then the text follows right on the next line. There are no extra lines, and the body text is indented half an inch, so it looks a little odd, but when you see the whole paper, it looks better. Your title should be something descriptive that makes it clear what your project is about. It might not be your full thesis. Think about Joanna McKay's essay, Organ Sales Will Save Lives. That is her position, although her thesis statement is a little bit more detailed. Her thesis statement says organ sales will save lives and governments should regulate them. So you can state your position in your title. It's a good way to make it clear what your annotated bibliography and any essay that you're writing are about. So your introduction should be similar to the discussion in your topic proposal. What is your topic all about? Give some facts. Try and give the reader an understanding of, what's important about this topic. Try and tie it to your specific position and not just a general focus. And then talk a little bit about the annotated bibliography and what it's going to do. Then for your entry, you want to start with the full citation that would appear on your works cited page. And you're going to stay in the MLA format of double-spaced Times New Roman 12-point text. Works cited page entries, though, instead of being indented half an inch on the first line, they are hanging, which means the first line is at the margin and then the other lines in the citation are indented half an inch. And then if you had another one following it, it would also be out at the margin. It makes it easier to read. So this is a citation for a journal article. I probably used the feature in Academic Search Premier to generate it, but then I checked it. And for journal articles that have the date written in, this kind of volume format, you won't have it in the usual way right next to the web entry. A lot of times if you're just citing a web page or an article from the web, you'll have the date of publication here before the word web, which stands for medium. If it's a print source, it'll say print. And then with web sources only, and that includes electronic sources from databases, we have the date that we access them. So after your citation, you want to include a summary of the article. I expect you to read your articles carefully and to write a summary that includes all the major points. That doesn't mean every detail, every example, but if you were going to make an outline, what would the major points be? Does the article give 3 main reasons why pets should be part of natural disaster plans? Whatever the article is about, focus on the major points. It doesn't have to be extremely long, but it should be a good paragraph. And use language like the article, the study, the authors. Stay in the third person and talk about what the article says. It'll make it easier to stay in that summary format. The next paragraph in your entry will be the evaluation of the source. So what kind of publication is it? Who are the authors? What are their credentials? How old is it? Is what it's about relevant to your topic? If there's any kind of survey or data in it, you might want to comment on that. Here I'm noting that the survey size was small and that the researchers were likely students because they did not have PhD or master's degree credentials listed. And then that will be followed by a brief statement of how I'm going to use the source in my paper. And you might not know exactly, but after you read the whole source, you should have a good idea of what you can quote and what you can use. So for the writing exercise, you're just going to do this much: the introduction and one source. I would like it to be a scholarly source. Okay, if you have any questions, email me.